All right, how y'all doing? It's Greg Sereno. Um, I haven't put any videos up lately. I've been concentrating on staying clean. I've been clean like a year now. So now I'm getting back on the internet with a sound mind and gonna elaborate on how I did it. First, I'm gonna start with just the difference in Suboxone withdrawal opposed to heroin withdrawal opposed to methadone withdrawal because my last video you couldn't really hear me talk. All right, first thing about Suboxone is Suboxone has a ceiling. When you take Suboxone has a ceiling. It's way stronger than methadone or heroin. It's pharmaceutically made. It has a ceiling on it. So if you could take two or three of them. It's not going to do any different than if you take an eighth of one. An eighth of one will get you just as high or just as well as a whole strip. But that depends on if you're clean or not. If you're not clean and you have heroin in your system, so when you take it right after you're taking heroin, it doesn't get you like that. And I heard some people ask like a lot of the differences between it. Like, I was just in prison for a while. I've been in and out of prison. I've been on Suboxone in prison illegally. I've been on heroin, methadone. Now, Suboxone withdrawal is easier, and depending on how much you take. If you take a whole strip, it gets in 3 strips a day, like they give out, which is a ridiculous amount of Suboxone. You do not have to take that much. Nobody at all has to take more than 1 strip. I don't care how many pills of dope you do. I don't care how much drugs you do. Nobody, no human being has to take more than 1 strip of Suboxone, even a half a strip. And the reason that is because these pharmaceutical companies are making money off of the more they give you, the more they give you, the more they pay for, the more they get funding for, the more they get money for. So they're going to push it on you no matter what. They're going to push it on you like you're just like a guinea pig. So they do not care. Now, when you take Suboxone, the physical withdrawal is not as bad as heroin or methadone, but the mental part of it, the anxiety part of it, the sleep deprivation part of it is way more mentally draining. So your brain is a muscle, and it gets tired. So when it gets tired from it racing, it's miserable. But and also the sleeping is very hard to sleep at first for the first week. But then after the first week, you start to get more sleep back than you do as if you're on heroin or methadone. And this is, also, Suboxone has only been out for a little while. So there are side effects of Suboxone that we don't even know yet. Suboxone's been out for 18 years, something like that, 17 years. So people that started taking it 17 years ago are just figuring out that they're having side effects to it. I've had friends of mine that had numbness in their bodies, like the whole side of their body got numb, or like had a fake half-ass stroke because of Suboxone. Another thing is, if you are clean, you can take a piece of Suboxone as big as a half a hit of acid, and it will get you high or it will get you well. If you don't have anything in your system, if you only took a couple perks the day before or something like that, it will get you well. Now, it has a ceiling. You cannot OD on it. I don't care how many strips you take, you're not going to OD. And it's okay. Now, heroin withdrawal or fentanyl withdrawal. Heroin withdrawal is different than fentanyl withdrawal. Real heroin withdrawal, lasted about 2 weeks, and you couldn't sleep. It was miserable. I could always eat when I did it, but I knew people that couldn't eat because when I started getting high, going through city jail, now they have methadone programs, of course, because the state is going to make money off of them. They're gonna push a methadone program. They have kids in there now, these young inner city kids, 18 years old, going into city jail, and they're giving them methadone in the door at city jail. Just giving them methadone because they get paid to give it to them. And now these kids are coming home and going to get on methadone clinics. So you see 18-year-old young inner city black kids getting on a methadone program now, that was unheard of years ago. So that's another thing about these freaking methadone programs that are garbage, and it's all garbage. All they have to do is type your name and social security number in a computer and press a button, and that company is getting paid thousands of dollars for you to go there every day and drink a little bit of juice. And but what I was saying, regular heroin withdrawal is about 2 weeks long. You can't sleep for a month. It's way more physical than it is mental. But then you have fentanyl withdrawal. Fentanyl withdrawal only lasts about 5 days, but it's very intense. You're fucked up. You throw up. You're shitting. You're pissing. You're doing all that shit. You're doing everything. It's just terrible. It's very, very bad. Now, methadone withdrawal is different altogether. Another thing about these drugs, I've been on a methadone program at least 8-9 times. When I go in there and they give me 30 milligrams of methadone, I don't care if I was doing 10 pills of dope. I'm well, I'm sleeping, I'm good. But then every time you go back, they're trying to stuff another 10 milligrams down your throat because they want that money. They want the money. These drugs are not, I see people on 150 milligrams that don't even need 30 milligrams. They're fucking falling over, they're nodding out, they're doing the Baltimore bop where you bounce back and forth and shit, and it's just a ridiculous repetitive thing, man. And I've been getting high since I was 15 years old. I started shooting dope, and it's rare that you get to be 41 years old and get clean and to have all this knowledge about getting clean. The way I did it was, I started changing my thought process, and just the way, all studying thought and thinking, and why I'm thinking what I'm thinking, when I'm thinking it, and how I'm thinking it, and seeing how I'm thinking it, hearing how I'm thinking it, knowing how I'm thinking it, feeling how I'm thinking it. And I use like this opening the third eye thing to get clean, and it was very, very simple. It's simple. It was simple. It happened immediately when I figured it out. And I want to give some advice out there to these people that I've seen people say, "Hey, I get it for pain. I got this Suboxone for pain, and that's the only reason I take it." Well, when you took it for 3 days, it's no longer for pain. It is for an addiction that you have to them Suboxone. Now, these people that are older and never had habits, these people that are living in rural communities and stuff, and they say, "Okay, we're going to give you some methadone for this pain," and what that is the medicine that they are selling you. That is an expensive medicine that they are selling you. They can tell you, "Hey, go home and take some ibuprofen, you'll feel better." But they give you this methadone. Then once you take methadone or Suboxone for 3-4 days, you're addicted to it. So you're going to keep on paying for that until the day you die. So when somebody's saying, "I get this for pain," no, it is no longer for pain anymore. It is an addiction that you have unless you're strong enough to just throw it away in the trash and not take it anymore, you are a drug addict now. And these things, like, I know a lot of ways to kick. I know a lot of ways and a lot of things that help kick methadone, kick Suboxone. I know foods you can eat. I know things you can do to sleep. I know positions you can sleep in that make you sleep. I know how you can go to sleep. I know lots of things about these withdrawals from these drugs. Right now, I'm not on any of them. I'm not doing anything. I'm actually being normal, and I think I had to be introduced to this way of life again, just to stay this way. And it's cool because now I've had a lot of time to think. I've had a lot of time to sit down. I'm writing a book. I have a lot of things that I'm doing, and I'm just gonna try to get on this page. My name is Dr. Baltimore on the page because I am a doctor of Baltimore. I'm a doctor of the community. I can tell you anything you need to know. I slept in bandos for 10 years. I ate out of dumpsters. Anything. I mean, I was at the bottom. I mean, I'm talking about shooting up with needles in the gutter. All that. Never got a disease. Didn't die. I'm 41 years old. I hit a speed. I still work out and all that stuff. And a lot of that had to do with being in prison. And I learned a lot of this stuff in prison because I've kicked heroin in prison probably 35, 40 times. And back in the day, they did not give you anything for drugs in any jail. You came in there, you sent them a heroin addict, they said, go in the cell and lay down, you'll be all right. And you had to go in the cell and lay down and be all right. And that's just what it was. I mean, you were sick for a while and that was it. And it's all changed now. Like they give out some Subutex and this and that. And the only reason that they would start doing this is if people were dying from withdrawal. But you don't see anything on the news, anything on any papers about people dying in jail from withdrawal. Correct? No, you don't. So why are they introducing it into the jails? They're introducing it into the jails for money. They're introducing it into jails for money. Back in the day when I would get high and I'd want to kick, I'd just be like, fuck it. I go break the law. It's like, I'm going to get locked up. Like I got warrants and I just get locked up and kick. Come home, do it again. Get locked up, kick. Come home, do it again. Get locked up, kick. Come home, do it again. And this was a repetitive thing. But then it got to the point where you get locked up and they're giving you the shit in jail. So that wasn't even a way to kick. So it's pretty fucked up. And back in the day, they didn't have no methadone programs in Romney. They got them in Romney, West Virginia. I talked to people all over the place that they have these methadone programs. Another thing I've learned about just Baltimore, Maryland, they offered a methadone program for good. You can be on it till the day you die, and that's called maintenance. That's ridiculous. We are one of 5 states that offer methadone maintenance. All the other 45 states only give it to you for 6 months or less. Some of the states you have to pay money, $16 to $5 to $16 every day you go in and get dosed. There is no insurance for it. And it's these differences that make all these people that are watching my videos, the differences in their experiences. But I have experienced almost everything. I lived on the street for 10 straight years, maybe 15 straight years. I started shooting dope when I was 15 years old. I started robbing shit when I was 15 years old. I had a 5-year bit when I was 18 years old. I had another 5-year bit. I had another 9-year bit. I still have a charge from back COVID from being in an abandoned house. Right now, I still got a charge for it. But yeah, the Suboxone withdrawal, methadone, heroin withdrawal, they're all different. They're different in their own way. They're different in what they make you think. They're different in changing your thought processes. Just like Xanax and crack and this and that. I know all the side effects to crack. I know all the side effects to Xanax. The withdrawal from Xanax is worse than a lot of drugs, but it takes you a long time to get a habit. You can take Xanax for 2 weeks and you still won't have a habit. You got to take them for like 10, 12 days and you get a habit. Not, let me say, if you take them for 4 days, you don't have a habit. You take them for about 7, 9 days, you got a habit. And it takes years to get that habit. Just like methadone takes years to get into your bones. So when you're kicking methadone, it is coming out of your fat cells. It's stored in your fat cells. So if you got fat on your body and you are a heroin addict or a methadone addict, unless that fat goes away, you still have the traces of this methadone in your body, making you sick and being toxic to your body while your body devours the fat. This little bit of tiny traces of methadone are continuously coming out, just like testosterone is released in your thighs when you do squats working out. It releases, your fat cells release this methadone, and it takes so long to get out of your system. That's why methadone withdrawal is so much longer and more painstaking than heroin and Suboxone. This methadone withdrawal is terrible. Your teeth get fucked up, as you can see. I don't have any freaking teeth. I'm getting them fixed though. I got some money. I gotta go holler at the fix the teeth people. But I just wanted to put a little video on here, because the one video I have, I cannot log into that page with the Suboxone withdrawal. It's different than methadone and heroin withdrawal. And I can't turn that page into Dr. Baltimore, but I'm going to talk about a whole lot more things like, understanding thought, the side effects of crack, and I got a lot of things I'm going to talk about on this page. If you hit this video and subscribe, that's cool. You got some questions, that's cool. Put some comments in there, and I'll get to making some videos again. But I just had to take some time off to myself to get clean, and now I'm clean. Now I got a sound mind, and this is therapy to me, to help people that don't know no better. You know what I mean? Like I said, a lot of people don't make it to 41 and without dying. I mean, I got 25 friends that are dead because of fucking heroin and methadone. My sister died when I was 16 years old. I just had a good friend's mother of mine die while I was in jail, and the way I got clean. And another thing, it's about positive and negative thinking. Positive and negative thought is what made me be able to get clean, period. Just having no negative thought, only positive thought, positive things happen. But that's a little bit more deeper than just me saying that. I'm going to put a couple videos up about it. I'm going to post this video and see if anybody looks at it. If you got any questions, like and subscribe to the video. Thanks. Dr. Baltimore.